If we're talking, we might as well be live.
Live!
Okay, I'll tweet it. I'll tweet it.
The
That's
live
what I
is there.
usually.
Whoa, weird. Okay.
No, I'm not. I guess I don't usually say if we're talking, we might as well be live. If we're talking, we might as well be recording. Is my motto. Because there's sometimes gold. There's sometimes gold in them. Their pre-rolls.
Oh, that's true.
Gold.
There'll be gold here.
We're not posted yet. Give me a second.
Well, you can just grab the.
Do a get. Sorry.
Yeah, go to.
No,
the,
I just posted it to Hootsuite, and for some reason it hasn't posted yet.
Oh, that posted yet. Well, we can start anyway.
All right, that one went live.
I should open up and retweet. Retweet. Retweet.
Retweet! Retweet!
I see tweets.
Okay. Yep, I got it.
Tweets there.
The bird is the word.
Bird. Yeah.
Local band.
Fess, what are you drinking?
I got it.
Okay.
Too far down. There we go.
Or rather.
Fulton. Fest wearing 3 X's.
It is Fulton.
Cool. Good brewery.
Yeah, I only just started trying out some Fulton stuff, and I like it.
Ex-coworker liked the Lonely Blonde a lot.
I do like their Lonely Blonde.
I haven't seen Finnegan's Blonde or whatever their one ale was, but I think that comes and goes throughout the year.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I
I'm
was
ready.
born ready.
Smells like balls.
Smells like balls.
In
What?
5, 4, 3. Hello, world. Welcome to the Geek Life. This
Lost
is
the
episode
Mexican standoff.
247 this week of March 2nd, 2015. I am, of course, Fess, along with Melissa
Hello.
and Paul.
Hello.
That is right. This is the Geek Life here at thegeeklife.tv, running through the final 4 episodes, 7, 8, 9, 250, counting up to 250.
For March Madness, is this what you're trying to say?
This is the final 4 of the Geek Life for March Madness.
Well, technically
College basketball.
Well, I don't care.
we end in April.
I don't care. It's starting now. Now is the time.
Starting
End
now.
of July.
And in 4 weeks, I have spring break, so I don't have to go to school, and that's great. And
Spring
yes,
break.
you are on the Geek Life listening to us. That is right. We have this episode plus 3 more left before we are going on indefinite hiatus. Let's just say that for that. And if anybody has any ideas, things that they at lastly want us to do before the end, do let us know. I'm just going to go
Legal.
ahead.
Keep it legal.
We'll make that decision. You can go ahead and email us at thegeeklifetv@gmail.com. Use your voicemail while it still works at 1-612-567-6515. Facebook, The Geek Life. Twitter, at The Geek Life TV. Google+, for now, The Geek Life Podcast. And, of course, just comment on any of the current episodes, and we'll take a look at it. We're going to start off with what
Since he just did the outro, are we done?
No, I'm just letting everybody know ahead of time. Hopefully, they're still tuned in at this point. And so, Paul, tell us what you're drinking.
I am drinking a martini. The coloration is because of the bitters. I always like to put some Angostura bitters in mine. Nale Pratt Vermouth, which is always preferred. The only oddity this time is it's the Prairie brand of gin made locally by Phillips, known for making such wonderful things. For those who don't know, Phillips also makes alcohols that go in large plastic bottles. But this is their attempt to do a higher-end gin. Priced is pretty reasonable, like $15 to $20 for a 750 milliliter bottle, and allegedly organic, so all organic original ingredients. It's a tasty gin. It's a little bit sweet for my personal preference, but if you want a little classier gin that's slightly on the sweet side, it's pretty decent.
How do you make an alcohol that's not organic? Take
Um,
some vegetable and you let it rot for a bit, and then
it
collect
means
the juices.
no. It means that, well, you know what I mean by organic, as in organic certified. So
Hmm.
as
Made without
opposed to using
pesticides and all that
right,
fun
as opposed to
stuff.
using lead and iron as opposed to organic materials.
Yeah.
Yeah, making alcohol in inorganic chemistry is really tough, I hear,
Yeah, it's really tricky.
because carbon atoms just don't exist.
Meanwhile, I am drinking a Fulton Brewery's Libertine Imperial Red Ale. And as Fess pointed out, there's a contradiction in terms between Libertine and Imperial, but I don't care because it tastes good.
Why is there a contradiction in terms?
The Libertine Imperial Ale.
Right. So
The People's Republic, Democratic Republic of Congo.
libertine here generally also means lack of morals, I thought. A
Yeah.
libertine
Well,
lifestyle.
in which it does match with
And
Imperial, but still.
right, and imperial actually in beer terms generally means a higher alcohol content.
Yeah, I know. But, hey.
I found that out. That also applies to if you say Baltic India Pale Ale or Baltic Ale, generally implied a higher, or sorry, Baltic Porter, not IPA, Baltic Porter, meant a higher alcohol porter.
Okay. It's very tasty. It's a really nice red ale. I'm a big fan of ales, and this one will probably join my regular repertoire.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to try it sometime. I've seen it, but I have not tried it yet.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's kind of Newcastle-y, but a little bit more red and a little bit more personality. It's nice. It's very nice.
Okay.
Fess, what are you drinking? What the hell are you doing?
Camera thing.
Do I need to come over there?
Don't make me come over there. I am drinking V8 Purple Power.
Power.
78% juice. It's a mix of mostly vegetable, a little bit of fruit. Because I'm still in doctor's orders not to drink alcohol. And probably won't be able to drink alcohol for at least 4 months. What the hell are you doing? Jesus Christ.
I came over here.
Ah!
So that's the purple power. See, that's I don't know if the youngest will like that. She's liking the other V8 stuff.
Yeah, I like it. I like it
Now that he's
because
discombobulated.
for the podcast listeners, Melissa just came over to my room.
And threw him off his game.
Yes. So the Purple Power, they also got Golden Goodness and Healthy Greens or something like that, green something. But I like that V8 has actually started to do this because it means that we get cheaper versions of vegetable juices that don't taste terribly nasty. So for $4 for a bottle versus like $8 for a bottle of the stuff that's in like the vegetable and fruit produce section. So
half the price of Odwalla, in other words.
Right.
Yeah.
The only gripe in this house is the flavors that the youngest liked. They've changed the formula recently, so she doesn't like them as much.
Oh, bummer.
Of course, this is also the fact we were giving something that was slightly like power. It's supposed to give you energy to the person with ADHD, so that was always fun.
Caffeine could actually help a little bit.
Well, that was actually that's the general opinion. Is actually stimulants do tend to help people with ADHD because it calms them down.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly.
It's called overdose.
Well, what it really
Jeez,
is
Fess. This is Fess's colon.
Well, you see,
if it will never heal if you don't stop scratching it.
you don't need to bring attention to it.
If you stop, I think never mind.
It
Just
will
leave it
never heal
alone.
But
no, your sentence
quit
was
tonguing it.
What the hell?
It won't go away. The sore won't go away if you don't stop tonguing it.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you who only listen to us, Fess has been moving his camera around, producing interesting effects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that happened. Moving on to video and film, Melissa.
Yes. Hey.
Oh wait, a podcast.
I know, right? Okay, so new this week we have Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1.
Yay!
Yay! It was alright. I liked it. Um,
I also liked it.
my new plan, my new get rich scheme is to make a trilogy of movies, and then when I get to the third one, cut it in half. Release it as 2 films. But before the second half is released, cut that in half into 2 films, and then keep going, and ad infinitum, and therefore infinite money.
We would just call you Peter Jackson then, right?
Yeah, probably. Also this week, we have Foxcatcher and Whiplash and Big Hero 6 rounding out our Oscars nominees. So yeah, hey, you can catch
I
up on
got
the
to see
Oscars.
live paybacks.
Catalog titles, we have a number of classic musicals coming out on Blu-ray. We have Kiss Me Kate and The Bandwagon and Calamity Jane with Howard Keel. And it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I recently discovered The Bandwagon, I don't know, a couple months ago, and I really like it. Sid Charisse. Sid Charisse is good. Also this week in catalog titles, we have 52 Pickup with Roy Scheider and Anne Margaret on Blu-ray. The Night They Raided Minsky's on Blu-ray. 10 Seconds to Hell with Jack Palance on Blu-ray. And Mario Bava's Black Sunday on Blu-ray, and that's something I'm very excited to see. From Criterion this week, we have Watership Down and Fellini's Satyricon.
A good doubleheader.
I know, right? That's a hell of a double feature. Somehow I think the Fellini one is more funny. Title of the week, not a whole lot of candidates this week, but in the category of we're aiming for a certain audience, we have Bikini Avengers. With and the video box art looks like the Avengers poster, except with women in kind of bikini simulacra of superhero costumes. The description says it's a super sexy 1960s flash. I can't talk.
Super sexy 19.
60 It's
super sexy 1960s flashback.
A flashback to the zany era of caped crusaders and flamboyant villains in the send-up of TV's most popular superhero shows. In other words, no, we're not copying anything. Okay. Bikini Avenger and Thong Girl work tirelessly to thwart the mega plans of the Jade Empress, who has stolen the world's largest diamonds in order to...
Go ahead. Sorry. I was just going... Sorry.
But in
60s
order...
thongs. Yeah,
Sit
it just
down,
doesn't
Paul.
work.
I know,
down.
right? In order to construct the ultimate sci-fi weapon. With their advanced bikini technology, the girls track the nefarious Empress as she plots to rule the world.
Of
Power
course.
Woman and Dinah Girl.
Bikini technology, people.
Well, yeah.
Bikini
So,
technology.
you know what? I'm
That is what Elon Musk is going to work on next.
I'm disappointed that her nemesis isn't like Captain G-String.
No, G-string would work in the 60s. I just have an issue
would.
with Thong Girl in the 60s because that wasn't a fashion thing.
That's an
Okay.
anachronism. That is definitely an anachronism, and there would be many cosplayers I know who would be willing to remake this with proper 1960s garments.
And that would be awesome.
I know, right? With the bullet bras.
Gidget Go Superhero.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the bullet. Those.
Yeah.
You'd have awesome time with the actual time period.
Yeah, shoot it like Dr. Goldfoot in the Bikini Machine.
Yep.
Would be good. Lots of Lemang.
Add a little Dinah Woman, or sorry, Dinah Girl and Power Woman. Or what was it?
Yeah, Power Woman and...
Electro Woman. Electro
Oh,
Woman.
yeah.
Electro Woman, Dinah Girl. Add a little bit of that in there for the kitsch.
Mm-hmm. So, there you go, folks. Bikini Avengers.
Oh, dear. Comics.
Comics. Do we have comics?
Nope.
No. Okay, moving on.
Sorry.
It's okay. I've been working all... Okay, moving on to tech.
Wither Google Plus. Though there's some updates to this I found out later. 9 to 5 Google. Also, their companion site is 9 to 5 Mac, which if you want good Mac or Google news, it's a nice place. Bradley Horowitz, who headed up Google Plus, will now head up Google Photos, and they're basically moving leadership around. So what's happening is, and it's really like what happens to Google Plus at this point, they're taking the photo aspect of Google Plus and breaking it out to its own thing.
Good.
They're taking Hangouts and breaking it out to its own thing.
Good.
Google Plus will now be called something Streams?
Stupid still.
And the guy who will be overseeing, I want to say it's Photos, I think it's still Horowitz, will also oversee Streams too, by the sounds of it. But this all came out finally at Mobile World Congress, which has been going on this week. And even so, Pindar, I can't do his name now, Sinish Pindar or whatever his name is, one of that Google higher-ups, indicated all this, but there's like no final plan. So everybody's like, what's happening and what's going to go on? So we're not sure. The general opinion is they seem to be taking a page from Facebook and breaking out the products that seem to work. And since they had, like, Google Plus is heavily popular with photographers, breaking it out into photos, a la Instagram and all those, seems to make more sense for the photographers. So we just don't really know what's going to happen with Streams, as in that's the less popular thing, is the blogging / social / whatever aspect of it. So it could.
Well, if they would allow us to have
shoot around.
connected with our Twitter.
Yeah, if I could auto post to Plus, I'd be doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of can.
Right, but it is not open in any way, shape, or form, really.
Yeah. So that's the thing. You can't force somebody to use your crap third tier, not even social media that you're trying to get people to do by saying, no, you can only use this.
And as somebody who uses the three big, well, I won't say the three big, the two big ones and Google Plus, it's interesting the differences. I mean, Twitter is very much first come first serve, timing based thing. It's if you dip into the river, you dip out of it, and if you miss something, you miss something. Facebook is just good luck figuring out the algorithm. There's ways to game it, but it's tough. Unless you do like Scoble does and dedicate to one topic, which is all tech. Then you can easily game it to your advantage. But if it's like family and friends and all that, it gets weird. Google Plus, I have yet to figure out the algorithm, because it will pop up things and everything. And it's just like, but I want to see the latest things, but sometimes I'm not seeing the latest things, and I just don't get who's showing up when and where, even though you create these circles and everything. So it's like, they need to do something to make it a little bit more intuitive to use, in my opinion.
I also hate the multiple columns and it's really disruptive for reading. Yeah,
it's very disruptive. Or if you're reading something that says there's something new, and then you go to the new thing, it's like, but are you sure you want to go here? It's like, well, that's why I go to the new thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like nobody's really thought it out. It's like Google Wave got a lobotomy and did things. But so yeah, interesting things at Google on that front, and we'll see what happens with these products and what they're going to do with them. Side note, by the way, for those who thought Google was going to require encryption on their phones, well, they don't. that also got announced today. Is they were saying, oh yes, you must encrypt, Android this way, and never mind. So people are like, wait, what?
What? There's what?
Yeah, it's like.
Well, to back up a little bit on the whole Google Plus breaking everything down. I mean,
Google Plus just brings things down.
Yeah, well, it did. I mean, it got Google Plus. They got rid of Reader, which everybody wanted, and then they integrated Picasa into Google Plus, which confused the hell out of me because I was like, why do I have all these weird posts in here? It was just so confusing and whatever. Picasa, that's really dumb. Google has this habit of let's stop trying to be creative. We have Google Movies, Google Newsstand, Google Photos. It's very straightforward. I get it, and that's fine. And maybe that's.
Well, felt that they hampered Picasa because I was actually briefly a Picasa user and kind of liked it. Then they did the whole Google Plus integration thing, and Picasa kind of got semi-retired, but not quite because I still get updates to the software. That's my same issue with YouTube. Well, I don't want my YouTube comments posting to Google Plus automatically, but they do. Then there might be a way to break that apart now, but for a while
Yeah,
it was just required.
you can uncheck it.
Yeah, but for a while you couldn't. I mean, it was like, but I don't want these integrated. These are not the same thing in my life. And, you know, it's like, you know, I'm on Facebook, but I have family on Facebook, so I curate what I say there and don't get political or anything. That's what Google Plus was going to be for, but who cares? The other reason I get political on Google Plus is I know nobody's going to read it.
Well, actually, I started to read Google Plus more when I'm done with Tumblr, and if I'm on my phone, not on the web, not on my computer. If I'm on my phone, I want to do something. No, okay, Google Plus, and then that's where I see your posts.
Few and far between.
And some other posts.
Yep.
I'm also getting a lot of stupid recommendations.
Breakout.
Yeah, I get a lot of really terrible. It's like, what are all these? I don't want to follow these vaxxers. Don't recommend this. Why are you recommending Republican propaganda stuff? However, through that, I did find out about who's that Warren? What's her name? No, Warren from
Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, I did find out about her on Google Plus. I was like,
okay.
Yeah, Elizabeth Warren's a good one to watch.
She's pretty badass.
I like her. But enough about politics. But wait, net neutrality, anyone?
What about politics again? There we go.
Net
neutrality will make the internet as slow as Europe's. Oh, wait, that was some stupid Republican quote. Sorry.
Europe's is faster than ours.
Yeah.
It depends where you are. France.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
That's because France jumped the gun and now they have to upgrade their technology, as it were. Yeah, net neutrality was kind of fun to watch because I actually read the right-wing side of things, and reading that versus reading the people who actually know what net neutrality is was like a night and day reality. Like, okay, you're in a totally different universe than what this is really about. I just don't understand.
Welcome to most right-wing politics.
Yes, far right-wing.
There were a lot of apparently editorial cartoonists that tried to illustrate. Obviously, they have no idea what the hell net neutrality is, because they're like, "Oh, the government's going to come in, and then your internet's going to get." That has nothing to do with what. Yeah.
It's trying to make it a level playing field, so you cannot throttle traffic. So, if you are Comcast, you are not allowed to have a bias as to what traffic you will allow through to your network and what you won't, and forcing people to pay one way or the other. And the oatmeal has the best comic on it still, I think.
Right, and now YouTube and Netflix no longer have to pay Comcast. Because that's what they did.
Yeah. I mean, they have to pay like back-end ISPs for their stuff, but now there's not going to hopefully be as much of the wrangling as there used to be.
Yeah, they don't need to. They can't throttle them.
Yep. So, yeah, it's like to me it's a straightforward thing. It's just guarantee that it's an open thing.
I did wish that they would have also labeled them as common carriers as well, because then CenturyLink could come in here and use Comcast's already built-in lines.
Well, or CenturyLink at least build out their system, because one of the big contentions there is CenturyLink wants to build out fiber optic, but Comcast is saying you have to do it all or nothing. And CenturyLink's like, that's impossible. You have to do it as a phased rollout, because, I mean, it just makes sense.
But it has to do with what the established already is with
the incumbents,
They have to serve a whole community first versus, or whatever you count as community. So start in Edina or some shit. I don't care. You know, just start in a smaller city and work your way through. Just label them a common carrier.
I want fiber.
I don't even care about fiber. I just want another. You don't need fiber.
No, you don't. But
right now, Google could turn up to one.
Fiber eventually we will, I think. But.
Oh no, it's like Google can not Google.
CenturyLink?
Comcast.
Comcast.
The speed we pay for Comcast right now is 50. They could turn it up to 100 at any time they want without doing anything, because it's a digital signal through the coaxial cable. They can double it right now if they wanted to, but they don't need to.
Yeah.
That's how much bandwidth that those things can handle.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I think even more than that, too. I actually think
And they would...
1 gigabit is what the fiber or Google Fiber is doing, and I think I was told that they could do 1 gigabit through
the Comcast.
through the coaxial.
But that would require competition. We don't want that.
Well, right. They don't need to, so they won't.
Right. Areas that have viable competition who actually do see increases of speed for not significantly more cost. But those are few and far between. That's like Houston, where you have 3 or 4 options, or a couple other places in the nation. But it's actually pretty rare. It's more normal here, where you only have essentially 2 options or 2.5. You can include USI in Minneapolis, but having had USI, I don't really count them as an option.
No, those. See, you're saying there's options for internet. There is not options for actually high-speed internet,
Well, no,
which
I'm
is a
saying
completely
high-speed.
different beast.
Well, I'm saying high speed, which is DSL versus Comcast's higher speed.
DSL is not high speed. You can't get more than maybe 20, and that's up to. That's up to.
They're advertising higher speeds, but you have to have the latest equipment in your local office and new wiring. But yeah, it's there's also a definition of what do you mean by high speed, because 20 is considered high speed by federal standards. So they lowered the speed.
Yeah, but that's, again, if you're going with DSL, that's always up to.
Yes.
Versus cable, at least how it's set up, you're supposed to always get that or more.
That's
unless
not how they've advertised it to me when I subscribed recently.
Nope, okay, when I worked there, that's what it was.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be at the advertised or higher. If you're lower than the advertised, it has to be something specific with the technology in your area that they need to upgrade or something like that, or you're, not count, and they're talking direct line, not over your wireless, and not if you have it plugged through an additional router, because you plug in an additional router, that will slow it down.
Correct.
So if I'm getting consistently 30, that means they have a problem and they owe me money. But when you look at DSL, it's always advertised up to. Comcast does not advertise up to.
Yep, because their line performance can vary. No, actually, I just went to the Comcast site. Up to.
Oh.
No, I thought so.
No, if that's in general, because they have 4 different options.
Performance internet up to 25, and if you want to use extra.
Oh, they must have just changed that.
Up to 105. Xfinity internet, if you want extreme, then it's advertised at flat speeds. But that's a higher price.
Now, what's the price for?
So if you want up to 105, it's going to be it includes TV 64 a month. But if you want a guaranteed 105, it's 78 a month.
Hmm. What?
So
105, 78 a month.
Yeah, but that's with TV probably. I just went to their first page. That probably includes it's a whole package thing too. So.
All right.
Which we don't get cable TV. Well, we get the most basic of cable that doesn't require an actual box per se.
We have basic. Our box doesn't work apparently, but we still have the Xfinity login, so we can go onto the websites and log in and watch on our computer. I was like,
well, if we have basic cable, can we just ditch the box?
No, you have to use the box.
You for a while
we have
the box, but because of the whole HDTV thing, they finally said you need to have the HDTV converter box that we have to give you for free.
Cable. Basic cable is not basic. Basic, we still need a box, but we need a smaller box.
Basic is not basic. Okay. Did you just seriously?
When I say basic, I mean
basic cable. Cable is not basic. Basic was like the 1 through maybe 25. Basic cable will get you up to like 100, about 100.
Okay, we're getting the cable that for a while did not require a box.
Basic cable. Don't argue with me on this. I worked for that company.
I get basically what they provide if you essentially didn't need a box, except they forced you to go get the HDTV free thing, which screws me over a little bit because it means stuff doesn't look good on my TV. Because they assume you have an analog TV, so they put everything in box format.
Oh, weird.
But you do get all the extra channels that people broadcast. So you get the extra TPT channels, you get the extra WCCO channels, that sort of stuff.
Well, no, see, you must have got the SD box. You should have gotten the HD box if you're getting with the basic, because there's two different of the small boxes. And with your television plan, you're supposed to get one free.
Fess, stop.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice. I got what they sent me. They said, you're getting this, use this. There was no options or explanation.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, you need the HD one, not the SD one.
Which will probably cost more money.
So
if you actually have, unless you actually got HD programming or standard programming, because you're not going to get the widescreen stuff if you don't have HD programming, which is usually an extra $10 more if you don't have an HD television package.
Which I'm not about to pay for.
Yeah, so you're not paying for HD, so it's going to be in square because you're paying for standard. Anyway.
But what I'm saying is it wasn't before they forced the conversion. Go ahead, move along.
I was going to say, boys, you're both pretty. Let's just move along.
So Geek.
Meanwhile, somewhere in a basement lab.
This comes from Science Friday and NPR.
Bacteria are getting ready to take over the world.
Yes, it is awesome. You have to go look at the video that they include. So two postdoc or graduate students, I forget the women's names, I'm sorry, are working literally in a basement lab. And they basically went, well, actually, we're roboticists, we're not biologists. So that's the first interesting thing. And what they've done is they went, bacteria are a lot more efficient energy-wise than anything we can build at that scale. So let's use them. So they've created small little plastic forms that are either like circles or look like little gears, so they haven't incorporated the little gears with each other yet, but the gears look cool, or like little squiggly arrows. And they get the bacteria to bind to them because bacteria will have a swarm behavior if you have enough of them, and they start to basically get more active. And they've figured out how to get the bacteria to actually go in directions by using ultraviolet light. So this is all under a microscope. You're seeing like little forms of plastic, just lines, and bacteria swarming inside of them and around them, kind of attached to it, and they're able to get this to move around the slide in directions that they want. And they're basically trying to make bacteria-driven robots at a microscopic scale. And as one of the scientists pointed out, that when asked by the Science Friday reporter, will the robot overlords take over? Like, oh, don't worry, 99.9% of them will die with bleach. It's like, oh no, the robot revolution! Oh well.
But it will make it really easy to breed the superbug that will take over the machinery and take over the world.
Right, yeah, the one resistant thing to bleach, and then it'll take over from there.
Yep.
That's where you use the isopropyl alcohol instead.
Or fire.
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 Yeah, it was really cool that they figured this out and are trying to figure out applications for it. Once again, they're thinking things like targeting drugs in the body, that sort of idea, because they're using pretty benign bacteria actually. But it's just kind of a neat idea to come up with and kind of a neat thing to go watch the video for.
Very cool. And meanwhile, on Mars.
Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. This is just a picture, but it's a huge dust devil that they captured. It just looks cool.
Tornadoes on Mars?
Yes, it's a
Martian
big
tornadoes.
Thing. Yep.
Oh my God, that's
big
awesome.
vortexy thing that this orbiter just got this great high resolution image of, and people are like, well, that's kind of neat.
You know what? I'm gonna go look at that right now. That's awesome. Looks like a campfire. It's on Mars. It's a Martian campfire.
Next to the face, right?
Yeah.
And they put a cigar in the face on Mars? Oh, never mind. That'd be bad.
Mm.
There's an advertising opportunity lost.
Maybe the face on Mars learned how to smoke.
Yep.
What else happened this week? Well,
sad stuff.
Yeah, sad stuff. Leonard Nimoy passed away. and left behind perhaps one of the most perfect last lines ever on his Twitter.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, I'll have to look it up. You guys talk about Leonard Nimoy.
I didn't know him very well, but he
He
was
never
always
came
pretty.
over.
He's always pretty awesome on In Search of. Is where I first recognized his voice when I saw Star Trek after that.
I saw Star Trek before In Search of, but that's because I had a great aunt who used to watch it and was watching it reruns and would show it to me. But yeah, no, he's, from what I understand, it's interesting career. Of course, most known as being Mr. Spock on Star Trek. Has done other things, acting, singing of questionable merit. Seemed to get, similar to Shatner, eventually got over the importance of the role and kind of accepted it. Interesting life as a photographer. You did some really fun photography in the 70s and 80s. Really good quality, fun stuff to look at. So just kind of an interesting, well-rounded guy.
Yeah, his last tweet was, "A life is like a garden. Perfect moments can be had, but not preserved, except in memory. Live long and prosper."
Nice.
Did they know? Was he in the hospital? I mean,
Oh yeah, he knew he had, was it lung cancer?
Yeah, I'd have to look, but he got hospitalized and was kind of.
Yeah.
I was kind of based on age and such. We were kind of. I think most people
Yeah.
were kind of thinking this was it. So.
Yeah, on January 10th, he tweeted, "Don't smoke. I did. Wish I never had."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, the internet has been alive with remembrances of Nimoy, and
That was fun.
there's two of Paul.
Yeah, because everybody just suddenly dropped off on me.
Did you clone yourself?
No, see,
That's
the whole
amazing.
world dropped off, and then it rebooted back on. So.
And now Fess has vanished. Wow.
I'm right here.
It's right there. Yeah, it's very sad that Nimoy has passed away. But.
Yes.
So,
I'm just gonna do that and not worry about the Avatar.
yeah, there was an astronaut, or I'm not sure if they're from Canada. Are they still called the astronauts in Canada?
They're called astronauts in Canada.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Russia they're called cosmonauts.
Canada knots. Okay, so
Canuck
one of
knots.
the Canuck knots. So one of the Canuck knots took a photo from, was it the International Space Station?
Yep.
Doing the "Live Long and Prosper" sign in front of the Earth.
Over Boston.
Over Boston.
His birthplace, I thought.
Okay.
Something
Nice.
like that.
That's
Whatever
nice.
it was his birthplace, and yeah, tweeted "Live long and prosper" or something like that.
The other circulating picture was the showing them all in Star Trek in the meeting room of Doohan, Nimoy, Kelly, and of course Shatner, and then the next picture is just Shatner alone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's like, oh yeah, half the command crew's dead.
poor Shatner. And Shatner couldn't attend the funeral either.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
felt bad about that.
Yeah, but he was doing this big charity thing for the Red Cross, right?
Yeah.
And so,
Florida.
so both of his daughters went to the funeral in his stead. But yeah, he felt that it was more important to do the charity event that he had committed to, and help people who are still here.
Right, and I think that was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
You have a committed charity event. Yes, a friend has passed away. Yeah.
It raised a crap load of money for the Red Cross, so
Good.
It was good.
Would you like an awesome night with Robert Downey Jr.?
Who wouldn't?
There was a Tumblr post. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, before we move on, we move on.
3.8?
Yeah, there is a Tumblr post that had a lot of the people from Star Trek, the original, that have left us, and it starts with Gene Roddenberry.
Yep.
And so on, and basically with words over it, "Miss you in the saddest fashion," and with little born and died dates. I'm going to add that to the notes so people can check that.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Oscars version, but just for Trek.
Oh, the in memoriam.
Yeah, the in memoriam for Trek.
Yeah.
Add Babylon 5 to that, and we can get really depressing.
Oh.
Well, a couple of the actors there have passed away, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. So, are we moving on to happy news? Possibly getting an awesome night with Robert Downey Jr.?
Sure. If you want to see Avengers Age of Ultron.
If
you want to see Avengers Age of Ultron and walk on the carpet with Robert Downey Jr., and he'll provide you the tux and or dress you need. You just have to donate $10 to at the omaze.com site that we have in the notes. They put on various events like this, but in this case it's for I forgot the name of the Hold on.
It's
Julia's house.
Julia's house. It's a
children's hospice.
Yeah.
So basically children with terminal disease, very sad in that sense, but they're there to help out, help the families, provide all the ending needs, as it were. It's one of his, like most actors, it's who choose a charity. It's Robert Downey Jr.'s common charity. But basically, the awesome thing is for $10, you basically get to arrive in the motorcade, walk the red carpet with Robert Downey Jr. to the world premiere of Age of Ultron. Some indoor skydiving will be had, a helicopter ride around LA. You get custom tux or gown fitting and more. And plus, you get flown and stay in a hotel, and you can bring a friend with you. And you get to hang. At some point in all this, you get to hang out with Robert Downey Jr., and I don't know how close you really, besides probably shaking hands, beyond that, get to talk to him. Sounds the way he does the promo, and the promo is hilarious in my opinion. I don't know how much he'll be in Tony Stark character or not during it. Being the on Robert Downey Jr., as it were, as opposed to, hey, I want to talk to you about Less Than Zero. Yeah. And get kicked out now.
Yes, hang with Robert Downey Jr. Arrive by motorcade, walk the red carpet with Robert Downey Jr. There we go. That'd be awesome.
Yep.
Experience indoor skydiving, which is not a thing because that's not what skydiving is. When you jump from a building, it's called base jumping. It's not skydiving. So when you jump from indoor, it can't be either one of those.
From an indoor building.
What?
Anyhow.
Now,
isn't that a local rap song? Oh wait.
Yeah.
A local rap? Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're not already familiar with omaze.com, it's actually a really fun website to watch because it's generally a bunch of celebrities doing these fun event things that if you donate to their charity, you get a chance at winning that crazy event thing that the celebrity is running. So it's actually kind of fun. It's for good causes and you could possibly walk down a red carpet with Robert Downey Jr.
Yep.
Fest, if I win, I'm bringing Wendy. Just so you know.
And Mr. Simon just asked that question if Wendy has entered the contest yet.
Oh, there it is. I just saw it pop up.
Yep.
Hello, Mr. Simon. One of our Brians. Yay!
Holy shit!
What?
I'm looking at all of the different things you can select.
Oh yeah, if you give more than $10, you get it's kind of like Kickstarter.
It's kind of like Kickstarter. Yeah, you get levels of commitment.
Yeah, if you can pop up 50,000 plus or whatever, there's some fun stuff, including like a private showing of Age of Ultron, invite to not Winter Soldier, but when the next Captain America movie comes out, and that's like a private showing or whatever, and you get to meet Mr. Junior again, as I like to call him.
Yeah, but do they have
since everybody says RDJ and that technically doesn't make sense for a person's initials, it's like, so it's Mr. Junior, right? Sorry, go ahead, Fez.
No, I'm done.
Oh, hey.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, if you get $50,000, you can visit the set of Marvel's Captain America: Civil War and meet RDJ.
Yep.
$25,000. You can get a replica Iron Man suit.
Does it work?
I presume not.
Replica.
Well, I don't know. That 20.
Wait, where's the suit?
It's a $25,000 reward. There are only 2 left.
What gets me is like, it's like, okay, if I had $25,000, that'd be tempting. But then part of me is like, but what would I do with a replica Iron Man suit?
Okay, you
What
know,
would you do with a
as-
replica Iron Man suit? Come on.
aside from just helping
Having a
with the
charity.
donation to the cause, I'm pretty sure for less than 25,000, you could commission an awesome costume creator, and they would be more than happy to accept your money and build you an Iron Man suit. I've been to cons. I've seen some pretty awesome Iron Man suits.
But besides posing it at your chair at dinner, it's having it in your front seat of your car as you drive in the commuter lane.
Absolutely, there are many uses for an Iron Man suit. Absolutely.
It'd be like me.
Officer, it's Iron Man.
It would be like me and my gorilla suit. Seriously, guys.
Yeah,
I
and if you,
can
yeah.
I can find a lot of ways to use an Iron Man suit.
Basically, I'd start sweeting other movies and try to find ways to include it.
Oh yeah.
In movies that just shouldn't be in. Yeah.
But make your own color scheme, though. You want to be more original.
Speaking of color scheme,
I want a blue and black one.
or
white and
I
gold?
want a white and gold one.
Okay.
I hated this meme, but yes, let's cover it.
Okay. So there's like
God damn it.
under a rock. There's this
Under a
dress
rock.
blue
Hell,
and
this
black,
is the
or is
basis
it
of Civil
white and
War.
gold? So there's this three images of this same dress, and they tilt the light a certain way each way so that it looks
Oh, it looked like
blue and black
exposure,
or white and gold. And what it ultimately comes down to is that
I saw
when you look at the picture that was actually taken, it looks like a fucking white and gold dress because it's a horrible fucking picture.
right.
Because if you kind of look, there's some tells. You look behind it, it's
It's washed out.
it's washed out. Possibly there was a flash on it too, but then we get schooled by like all these people talking about how light can do different things and blah blah blah. Most of which was, hey, this is what happens when blue and white is in shadow. It looks like black and blue.
Mm-hmm.
So most people, I think, thought it looked like white and gold because it looks like white and gold in shadow. The people that actually knew what the dress was said it was black and blue.
Right.
I caught an image of the white and gold dress, which is what I usually see, cropped and on Facebook, and like for an instant it did look black and blue, so I can kind of see how other people can maybe interpret it as black and blue, but I think it may have a lot to do with how their monitor is adjusted.
Right. There's monitor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
looking at the three side by side, yes, I now understand where the white and gold comes from. I only ever saw the one on the far right, and my first reaction was, well, blue and gold.
yeah.
But
You saw the only
part of my
one-
mind was also going,
right?
but that, pardon?
The far right? I only saw the one in the middle.
See, I only saw the one on the far right. That was the first one I saw. But then again, my reaction was partially biased and partially going, that could be black or it could be a faded black.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because still it's a bad lit picture. I mean, I'm still looking at high contrast in the back, indicating some overexposure,
Right.
and we're trying to correct for it. The one on the far left that Fess has put in our notes, you can tell is way overexposed just by looking at everything around it. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the middle one that I saw, and it's like I look at it, it looks like, well, the white kind of looks like a light blue, but it
Yeah.
kind of looks shadowy. I mean,
I like the people who took Photoshop to it and did the eyedropper. It's like, okay, this is the RGB value I'm getting, and that's not white.
It's pale violet and burnt umber, okay,
Yeah.
guys? But
That works.
one of the best follow-ups I saw was there was a photo I saw pop up on Twitter. I haven't seen it again, but it was 2 women standing side by side in 2 versions of the dress. One was white and gold, one was blue and black.
they
Exactly
didn't-
the same.
they never made the white and gold one, though. They said though,
Somebody
after-
did.
Well, they said, I think they just photoshopped, but they said like after
Oh.
all this, they sold like how many more dresses, and they're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
actually make a white and gold dress now.
So
Oh, yeah.
my only favorite thing out of this was, once I knew what the joke was the fact that, yes, going back to Robert Downey Jr., because the world revolves around him, he had posted a picture of Iron Man saying white and gold, Captain America blue and black. Captain America: Civil War.
Oh, that is a meme used over and over,
But I just
and
like
that's still fun.
Yeah, but I thought it was fun for this debate.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
the whole thing of Civil War comes down to the dress. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so the day that the dress thing erupted was the same day that net neutrality happened. So I was having a really busy day at work, so I wasn't really checking in on the internet. So it's like in the morning, all the talk was net neutrality. I check in the early afternoon, everybody's talking about 2 fucking llamas. And then
The llamas.
I check in 3 hours later, and everything is the dress. It was the weirdest internet day.
My sister was once eaten by a llama.
I didn't even hear the llamas.
Oh, you didn't see the llamas?
I don't know what the llamas are.
Yeah, 2 llamas on the lam in Arizona. Like,
The fact that somebody photoshopped the dress colors onto the llamas was bad enough.
yes, that was perfect. That was perfect. That was intersectional, and I approve. And now, of course, today is
That's
all
like
about...
the definition of the
You
internet.
see, if we didn't have net neutrality, they would have throttled everything about that dress.
Yeah, you wouldn't have seen the dress or the llamas.
No.
The llamas and the dress is what makes me think that the apocryphal story of, you go back to the 1950s and you explain the internet to somebody and how great it is and all the world's knowledge is available to you and da-da-da, and they're like, that sounds wonderful. What do you do with it? Post cat pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the safe thing you tell them what you do.
Or, today it's all about that woodpecker with a weasel on its back.
I missed that.
Oh boy, no, a photographer got a 1 in a million shot, taking a photo of a woodpecker being attacked by a weasel, and the woodpecker is in flight with a weasel riding on its back. It's awesome. And then, of course, later today, I saw somebody Photoshop like a billion other internet memes.
Oh my god, that is
into
amazing.
the photo. Yeah, you saw it. It's an amazing photo. Yeah, it's pretty great.
That weasel is not happy.
Yeah, neither is that woodpecker.
Yeah, but the weasel's like, haha, I got... Oh, crap.
No! Atreyu! Wait, no. Yeah.
So you guys know Mars?
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier.
What's the color of Mars? Is it like orange and red, or is it blue and gray?
Whatever
it's
the scientists
burnt
tell me.
umber. Fuck you.
It is blue and gray.
It's Pantone number.
It is blue and gray. Well, once you dig past the orange surface, the undersoil is actually sort of a bluish gray.
Which,
and
actually, Kim Stanley Robinson touched on that. Because having read the first book, I haven't gotten to the second two yet, because they're pretty weighty. For those who don't know, I'm talking about Kim Stanley Robinson's Red Mars. He talks about when they dig down to create their habitat for the people who go colonize Mars, and yes, they start making bricks out of the regolith underneath the dirt, and they do actually end up with blue-colored blocks and such.
They think it's because of the iron that's obviously the exposed iron that's on the surface that's being oxidized and everything, which is giving you the rust color, and then underneath there's not much weathering happening with water, so it's just wind blowing around, and so that's gonna slowly oxidize as it's been around, not really dig or cut or really shape anything like that water would. Yeah. So yeah.
So as you get deeper, it would be more. Yeah.
At first, I thought it was NASA fucking with us.
Because NASA does that.
Look
at the moon landings after all.
Because I saw this after the dress thing. It was like, you fucking with me, NASA?
We faked the moon landing, so now we're going to screw with you on the Martian colors.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, no, I'm just remembering that from Red Mars is, he gets into that too, where when they start creating bricks out of the deeper material, it's all bluish color, and they kind of purposely start recoloring it to make the habitat more interesting. Highly suggest Red Mars. Very, very long, very, very dense, but good book. Still has a lot of ideas relevant to this day.
Yes.
Someday I'll read the rest of the series, but I can't touch the ones I have. For those who know why, you know why. For those who don't, I can't touch them because they're kind of pricey.
So you need new copies.
Yeah, I got an electronic copy of Red Mars.
Okay.
When you have a set of true firsts all signed,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to handle them too much. You're a gift from my wife who loves me.
Oh.
Yep.
So, Peaks?
Peaks?
I have a
Peaks?
Peaks?
It's
By the
another
way, you spelled
book.
Sasha Eisenberg wrong.
I did?
Yeah, Google's even given me a suggestion to correct it to have
I hate to
S's.
ask how I once correct.
Yeah.
2 S's. Interesting. I
Two
copied that
S's.
one.
I had to check the Amazon link.
It was 2 S's in Amazon? Okay.
Oh, you were just... You
I'm
were
bad at spelling.
bragging. You were bragging before the show started of how good of a speller you were.
No, I said I was a very good speller in grade school because the lists were memorized. But once I became an adult, it goes downhill.
Oh, I thought it was just because of autocorrect.
No. Autocorrect is I try to look for the. My problem with Google Docs is I don't see the red underlining right away as opposed to like Word, which is running locally. So. Because I over-rely on the red underlining from word processors way too much. And my OSs and my web browsers and everybody else who's put autocorrect into things for me like that. Thank you. Yes, the book, The Sushi Economy by Sasha Eisenberg. This came out back in 2007, so it's a little bit dated. But it's a very interesting book if you want to find out kind of a brief history of the rise of sushi, the economies of sushi.
Mm-hmm.
The way Sasha breaks it down is the first third, 3 chapters, as it were, is about how transportation developed, which is a big thing because Japan wanted... Tuna became popular. This focuses mostly on tuna, to be honest. But that's because tuna became real popular at the fish markets in Japan and for sushi lovers in Japan. And so they wanted to get tuna from the Atlantic because they knew it was good tuna. And so it gets into like how they got 747s from JL to actually transport it. And like the first few attempts were miserable and how they improved on it and basically made it really cheap. And like we're talking like Japanese guys showing up in Nova Scotia and Boston and going, we want to buy your tuna. And the guys, they're going, there's something besides canned tuna. Because we're talking 1960s.
Mm-hmm.
What Japan considers high quality, the belly, the toro, the otoro, the really fatty belly. I've read stories that Wendy has in some of her cookbooks on, I forget which guy it was, who was like in Nova Scotia or somewhere, watching them just throw it out as back into the ocean, cutting out the otoro and throwing it out. He's like, can I have that? And they're like, sure. And then he starts eating it raw, and the fishermen are like, ew. He's like, do you know what you could get for this? A pound? So it covers that and the rise of that part. Then it covers the rise of like people like Nobu and his rise of sushi empire in restaurants. It covers I forget what the third area is. Farming and how farming became popular and the piracy of farming, how people over-farm purposely.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, those 3 areas. Yeah, it's and use of Google Maps to determine this. There was a guy in Europe who knew that there was overfishing happening in Spain and areas like that where they were bringing in more tuna than they should, and started using Google Earth because he used to design the farms and knew what they looked like and knew the capacities and used Google Earth to go, okay, they're listed as a 1,000-ton farm. That's 2,000 tons of capacity there. And stuff like that. And it's just a fascinating book for that. Here's what goes into the whole economies of sushi, how it's now popular everywhere. And then the final chapter is, and where is the next bastion of popularity? And basically how they're trying to make inroads into China, because for a while China thought, kind of like 1960s America, raw fish, ew. But now it's an affluent thing there and all that, so... So just a fun book for kind of the history and the economy of sushi, and kind of makes you then go, I don't think I'm going to order tuna for a while.
Mm-hmm.
As tasty as it is.
Tuna.
Yeah. To dovetail with that, I just ate a kaiachi on my birthday last week. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, Kayachi being a relatively new sushi restaurant here in Minneapolis where it's all sustainable fishing. And their fish is good.
Yes.
Really, really good sushi. Really good cuts of fish.
Yeah,
So,
we enjoyed it too.
yeah.
We want to go back and try their hot dogs.
Mhm.
Yes, it's a sushi bar that has hot dogs. It's hard
And
to explain.
cheesecake.
And cheesecake.
And we
Which
did
she
have.
explained, which makes sense, and I should have gathered by the giant baseball mural on the wall.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hot dogs are a baseball food, and baseball is huge in Japan.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who runs it was the personal chef for the one Japanese guy that briefly was on the Twins.
Yep.
So he came over from Japan to be a chef for this guy. The Japanese guy failed miserably and went back to Japan, but he stayed here and opened up a wonderful restaurant. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys liked it.
Yeah, it was very good. Oh, we had the grilled flying squid
Ooh,
as well as a whole bunch of sushi. It
Oh,
was
the
so
grilled flying squid
that
was
was
awesome!
that special?
good. No, it's on their regular menu.
No, I didn't. I'll have to go look for it next time.
It's really good.
I want to take one
Really
back there.
good.
I
So
want to try
there-
one of their hot dogs.
I'd be hard pressed to eat a hot dog if I'm ever there because I'd be like sushi or hot dog. I'm going for sushi.
But and as Melissa pointed out, the big thing is their kind of thing as a sushi bar to try to be unique in the Twin Cities is they're all sustainable fish. So for example, their tuna was albacore.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you're used to tinned albacore, you go, well, you taste it and go, well, this isn't too special, but it's still kind of different to have, fresh albacore sushi grade versus the pre-cooked stuff in a tin.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
So yeah, it was quite fun.
Yeah, and it's very, very interesting and really good. Apparently, they've been open a little longer than a year now.
Yep.
And apparently they weren't making very many friends, early on. Like they didn't have much selection for fish or anything like that.
Yep.
They were kind of highfalutin about their sustainable fishing thing, but it seems they've kind of calmed down and their menu has been fleshed out, and we really enjoyed it.
Cool.
It's very good.
So if you're in the Twin Cities, Kayachi.
Yes, Kayachi. So, Fess, did you have a peek?
Yes, I'm doing two.
Okay.
Actually, it's
And so am I. So you go ahead and do one, I'll do one, then you do one. How's that?
Sure. There is the GPS Geek Trivia Challenge coming up next month. Why do I bring this up now? Because we won't be on after that. That'll be after the episode 250. But I'm thinking about entering there. I'm going to see if any of the other Geek Life members will be able to enter. Melissa excluded because she's a judge.
I'm not a judge. I run scoreboard.
That's right. You're tech, always.
I am tech.
Always.
I am always tech.
Always tech.
But conflict of interest. So.
Conflict of interest.
So
I cannot participate.
You cannot participate. There is a reading list, which you need to. Yes, a reading list, and shoot, where did it go? There's the book Ready Player One, a novel, to read, as well as I Am Legend. The book Steelheart, which is from Brandon Sanderson, is the Reckoners. I think it's a dystopia trilogy, and Akira Volume 1.
Which is in my basement. So I speak.
So, I mean, if you don't read any of that, you're only going to hinder your team.
Hint,
because
Tokyo blows up.
They'll ask
Right.
questions about it. But if one person reads I Am Legend and feels that they're an expert on that, and the other, and so on, in Akira, or if you think that you watched the movie and that's enough, I don't know. You can take that chance. There's a qualifying round.
No.
Watching the movie is like watching Dune.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you know
No. I know specifically, having been on the question design team before,
Yep.
Yeah.
when they ask questions about the books, it is specifically things that are only in the books and not in any other media adaptation.
Right. And if they're saying
How
Akira
good
Volume... Well,
adaptation is.
actually, we'll have to look up what they mean by Akira Volume 1, because it has been reprinted is the problem.
Well, Akira Volume 1 is probably going to be what they linked to, which is on Amazon, because you can't buy it digitally anywhere, which is a pain in the ass, and you can't really buy it anywhere except
Crap,
like
it's the
Amazon.
2009.
Yeah, but they do make sure that they're available through the public library system.
Yeah, I'll probably have to do that because if it's the 2009, that is different than the original run English Akira that I have downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, how different could it possibly be?
It's recut. It chops in different places.
So this is probably a better version then.
No,
You're serious?
I don't think one is better than the other. Is my understanding.
Well,
It's
you said
more
if
like
one's recut. I mean, what's the one that's better?
First 30 pages versus first 50 pages. That sort of recut. As
Oh,
in
that's
a
sort of
couple
then,
chapters.
then read the first part of Volume 2, I guess. I don't know.
And
I thought you meant like edited. It's like the best one
Well,
is the
it's-
one that's not as close to the original as possible. Anyway.
Anyway, so
Oh,
yes.
Go ahead. Your second one.
Oh, okay. So, something I'm doing this weekend, from Friday through Sunday, is the Die Laughing Comedy Marathon. It is 50 hours long, 50 hours of nonstop live comedy. We start on Friday night, we run through Sunday night, all around the clock. You can find more information at thedielaughingmarathon.com. It is a fundraiser for Fearless Comedy here in Minneapolis. What Fearless Comedy does is they produce shows. They set up basically kind of scholarship funds to send performers to the Fringe Festival. They do stuff like that, and the Die Laughing Marathon basically helps them generate funds for the year so they can do all sorts of cool, fun comedy stuff during the rest of the year. And did this last year. It was an amazing amount of fun. It's going to be an amazing amount of fun this year, too. And if you're not in Minneapolis, you can watch it live online. So you just go to the website, you can check in, see what we're doing at 4 in the morning on Sunday, and we're probably just going to be slumping in our chairs, laughing half-heartedly at whoever's on the stage, but doing our best. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. I will be doing PowerPoint karaoke at midnight on Friday. That's Friday into Saturday, and I believe it's at 1 p.m. on Saturday. I'll be doing judging a book by its cover. So if you've seen that at Convergence, we're doing it at Die Laughing Marathon. We've got some really fun people. And aside from that, I'm running lights and tech for a good portion of the weekend. So I'm going to be there the entire time.
Cool.
Whee!
So midnight, see, when my clock turns over, midnight is the next day.
I clarified.
I know.
Friday into Saturday.
But when you say midnight Saturday, you actually mean the very first minute of Saturday.
Yeah, well, I said midnight Friday, technically, because
Right.
when you say midnight, you think night, and therefore Friday, rather than Saturday morning.
Well, I don't think that. I think the very first minute of
Well, because you're weird.
Well, no, because I'm very, very specific about it, and I was very, very glad when my college, for online things that were due, they specifically marked 12:01 so that there's no confusion whatsoever of when it's due. Thank you.
I said Friday into Saturday.
No,
I feel
right.
like
I
did my due diligence. So
no, I just wanted to bitch a little bit. I wasn't
Proceed.
complaining about you, but you're fine.
Do you care about CDP
So,
and CST?
If you don't ask for it, Tumblr will provide. There is somebody went through and found through a bunch of President Obama's speeches, and I believe they recut him basically singing a song via some sort of dubstep or whatever, and it's pretty bitchin' actually. If you just close your eyes and listen to it, it's like Obama's rap dubstep into me. All right. It's pretty darn fun. So I am linking that in the show notes as well, and that does bring us to this week's end of the Geek Life episode. Unless there's something else that anybody wanted to do.
No.
It's over. That's right. This is
Screw the final 250
yeah.
episodes over.
Yeah, we have 3 more episodes after this one, so
We do?
definitely. Yeah, we do. This is 247. We got 248, 249,
Just don't give us Upperland.
50. We have 3 more after this one. So, if there's anything you want us to do before we take our podcast a bow, you can email us at thegeeklifetv@gmail.com. You can use our voicemail, which works for now, at 1-612-567-6515. Facebook, The Geek Life. Twitter, at The Geek Life TV. And on Google+, for now, The Geek Life Podcast.
For as long as there's Google Plus. Ah!
It might still be there.
Brian also suggests the Mars trilogy. Sorry.
Oh, yes. Also, he said that new standard for legal defined broadband internet is 25 megabits. Shh.
Up from 4.
What? Up from 4. Mhm. So now it's 25. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I have been Fess, and of course with me has been Paul.
Goodbye.
And Melissa.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I did a quick Amazon search because I was curious.
What is the title of this show?
Akira. Sorry. No, I was trying